armed, basically.
Yeah, and the people in the government, they don't have brains. Like, they say the...
Jeez, this is a rough crowd here today.
Get arrested?
They say the dumbest things, like, about guns. Like, they said that... One guy I remember said...
Fire 2 blasts off the balcony with your double
That was actually...
The president.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. I'm taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about.
Welcome to another new episode of Breaking the Cycle podcast.
In today's episode, we're going to be having our father asking us a question about a certain job of what if we had that job.
But you know what it is.
What
You know what the
would
question
we
is. You
do?
can tell right off
Yes.
the bat what the question is.
If you were president, you would do this and that.
What would you do? What would you do? What would you change? What would it be like if you were freaking president?
What laws would you make and what laws would you
And the reason why we came up with this because on a recent episode we did, what were we talking about?
when we were younger and now.
Just get it going already because he already forgot what we're even. No, you
That's
said.
one. That's one.
I know you already got it doing. No, it's obviously what we were talking about. What you want to be when you grow up, and that's how this ties into that. So I came up after the episode.
That's what I wanted to say.
After this, you went there and you looked at me like, "Oh shit, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't even know what you're talking about."
And this is a kid's show.
He gets a He gets a brain
Oops.
fart. Oh, there's not a fart sound on there.
What? That wouldn't even make any
A
sense.
fart sound? That would be perfect.
Oh. All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, so we're talking about after that episode about what they wanted to be when they grew up. I was thinking, what would it be like if they were president? If they had the power to be president, what would they do? What would they change? So let's start with you.
Before we get into it, who wants a starting joke?
Oh,
Come on,
no.
man. I never do the starting joke. You always do
because
starting
you
joke.
forget. You have your little
I
brain
was
farts.
literally about to do
And
that.
every time she says it, you're like, oh, I was just about to do that. And then when we talk about the president stuff, she'll probably come up with some brilliant idea and you'll be like, oh, I was just about to say it. You ever meet those people who every time you say something, they say,
All right, I'm doing the first joke.
we've already established she is. She had her whole presentation.
No.
All right, what you got? What's a joke?
How do you fix a cracked pumpkin?
My God,
Cracked pumpkin?
that's so bad.
Hold on, say it again.
Stoller.
What?
How do you fix a cracked pumpkin?
A cracked pumpkin. A crackhead. A crackhead? Crackhead's head? Give it cocaine? I don't know. Cracked pumpkin. Shit, man. These are hard these days. How do you fix a cracked pumpkin? Lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Halloween. Smash it. Guts. Pumpkin pie. Am I on to anything?
I was eyeing it at number 10.
That's
Screw
messed up.
you guys.
That is so messed up.
Like you had no faith in me that the second you asked, you're already eyeing the button you're going to hit for when I fail.
That's
All right, give me a hint. I don't have it. Wait, say the question again. Quickly. Too much pause here.
How do you fix a cracked pumpkin?
How do you fix a cracked pumpkin? Give me a hint. I have no freaking clue.
A hint. What do you call a big field of pumpkins?
A patch. You patch it.
a pumpkin patch.
Oh my God.
Is that 0.5?
0.5. Yes.
Yeah, I got it still. I
Okay,
got
I
it.
guess it's 0.5.
No, yeah, it's 0.5. I got 0.5 points out of 1. I'm keeping track today.
right.
Okay, let's get into it.
Really?
All right. So if you were president, let's start with you, Midge, and then whatever we were talking about. Like we're just gonna make this a discussion because I'm sure we all have some similar thoughts on some things. So
Comment down below what your thoughts are.
what would you change if you were president? You first, Midge, but also listeners out there. If you became president, what would you do different? What would be different? What would you change? So Mitch, what you got?
And this is also a perfect conversation to have with your kids, right?
Of course. Like why wouldn't you? Like think about where are their heads at? What do they think needs to be changed in the world, in the state, in the country, in the day, in their house? Like I bet you some kids would say some funny things. I'm curious to hear some of the things you're gonna have to say. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of a lot of the stuff you're gonna say when I think about it, but I bet some kids would say stuff like, if I was president, there would be ice cream for dinner every night. Like they would say something like that.
Candy.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like goofy stuff. But We're going more serious. I want to hear like what you really would do. Midge,
If I was president, I would have to get $1 million every day. No, I'd be earning $1 million every single year.
that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say any names or anything, but
Snitches end up in ditches.
we were reading this book. It was a used book, and someone was writing in it, and it was like a do-it-yourself book. So I had like these questions, and it said, when I am older, I want to make this much per year. And I don't know what this kid was thinking,
$100.
but he wrote $100 a year. I don't
Hey.
even know.
He's got high hopes, man. When you're a kid, when I was a kid, $100 was like $1 million. If I got $100, I was rich.
But
Doesn't
that
make any sense.
In your head,
$100 was $1 million.
you know, they asked. There was, I forget who told me this story. I think Tom Bilyeu, the former owner of Quest, and he sold Quest for $1 billion.
Wait, Tom Billy used to own Quest?
He's the founder of Quest.
yes,
It's pretty funny. These kids know who Tom Bilyeu is, but they wouldn't know who LeBron James was if we didn't go to school.
LeBron James was like a
Baseball player.
like a soccer player, right?
He was a
Baseball?
pianist. I just want to say pianist because like how when someone plays a piano, they call him a pianist. That's what they call
That's a
it.
pianist.
No, they say, oh, he's a pianist. Anyway,
What?
I call it a pianist.
So Tom Bilyeu says he was doing some work for like in some inner city, like in some ghetto or something with these kids that came from like, I don't know if they didn't have fathers or what it was, but he was talking to them and doing these interviews with them for a job. And there was something about if you could have one wish, what would it be?
Can I guess?
Yeah.
I asked this to my friends at school too. $1 million.
$1 million.
Bingo.
Like
And
one
not parents.
100.
Parents that love them.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Said no father.
You are so
God,
ruthless.
This is just, that went downhill fast. Holy shit. Anyway. Exactly.
That doesn't. I mean, I guess
Whatever.
Yeah.
It is like that answer's like a what? But no, it's actually a good way of thinking the things, I guess. But think about it. They could think for anything. They could wish for anything. $1 million, like
Money
not
maker.
even $2 million, not $1 billion. So $1 million to them.
Money printer.
$1 million is the same as infinity amount of dollars to them. That's like the way they saw it. That's the limiting thought they had in their head. Like $1 million is considered like unlimited, basically a moneymaker. When shit nowadays, $1 million after taxes. If you just have $1 million of a salary after taxes, you ain't got much left to really live. You can live, but
$200.
It'd be more like surviving.
so what would your wish be? A moneymaker?
Same here.
Moneymaker?
No.
What would your wish be? If you say dad, we're fighting after this. A dad? The same that you said for the other ones? What would your wish be?
My wish would be probably to have a farm. I've always wanted to have a farm.
A farm?
Like a homestead.
farm?
Like with
That'd be pretty good.
animals and gardens and orchards. And
Mine would be, it's kind of a cheat, but my wish would be to have
Cheat codes.
unlimited wishes. Look at that.
Right. That was another one.
Or an unlimited wish machine or something.
that
But if it had to be like a specific thing, I don't even know what it is. But let's get on to the president.
yeah.
Kind of the same thing. If you could, if you could become,
I literally
You said
said moneymaker
money-making
like
machine.
10 times.
Oh,
kid
slap.
just thinks about money. Ooh,
You
he
gave
just
yourself a doink.
no, he doinged you.
That's right.
Wow, he doinged the doinger.
Ha!
All right, so if you were president, Midge, what's one of the first things that you would do if you were president? What's something you would do, change?
First things I would do, I have like a huge list. The first thing I would do, and this kind of ties together, fitness and nutrition. I would encourage working out. I would encourage eating healthy. I would encourage like
Where? Just
being
in
fit.
general to the world, or how do you, when you say encourage, how do you encourage? You're the president. How do you encourage the entire United States that? What do you do? How do you go about it? How would you make it happen? Like, how do you actually implement that as the president? Just saying I would encourage. What do you do?
Maybe advertise like small gym businesses so they become a big brand and advertise the big brands even more. And
You know, during the corona, gyms got shut down because it was unhealthy. weren't crucial
Remember
to
how
staying
we
open.
drove across the country to put all that tape on the floor? Mm-hmm. And then we had to like take it all off a few months later when we
And then-
sold it.
That was like right in the middle of it.
I actually got sick from doing that because the floor, I remember I had to keep taking breaks because I kept getting headaches from that when we were taking off the pieces of the floor, like the old like.
No, that was when we were closing up. That was a
Yeah.
total different time.
Yeah, I know. After that,
What's the point?
just because we had to take off the tape.
And that has to do with the president? That's what you do
No,
with the
no, no,
president?
no, no,
I'm
no.
confused.
That's
Taking
not
off
what I meant.
tape while
That's what-
being a president.
That'd be the first thing you do.
He has
Exactly.
two
I did
doings.
not deserve
He has
that.
two
Yes, you do,
doings.
because that had nothing to do with anything. You're just talking about taking
Okay,
off
that's
tape and you
true.
got a headache.
That's true.
About this
Okay,
one
fine.
day I...
What's that? Do you guys
I
hear
don't
that?
Did Venom
Oh, it just
escape?
One day I sneezed. Exactly, but that's what yours is like. We're talking about president. You're like, oh, one day we take a tape.
All right. Can we get back to
All
the
right,
point?
Midge, so you...
Tyson, he was just imitating you.
So Midge, exactly.
He has two doings.
Two doings, and you got one, though. He gave you one. So Midge, how do you implement
he's
that?
not the doinger.
You said advertise it. How else could you implement that? What do you think?
I have a doing.
What do you think?
I think I can
Mitch.
implement it and advertise it. Let's see. Maybe by making some sort of law, like if
Oh,
you're-
I don't even want to hear this law where you're going with this.
If you're over 100 pounds, you're
oh,
sentenced.
that's you.
I actually weigh like 100. Okay, go on.
If you're over like
All right, let's just... there's no laws.
230 pounds.
What do you mean over 230? That is so dope. That is ridiculous. Over 230
The
pounds? That
strong
doesn't
men
make
weigh
any
like
sense.
250.
Exactly. All right, but
Over
no, how would you...
250
A law is not
pounds.
going to work for health. And it's just ain't going to work. But how can you said you want to encourage. How can you encourage? Who do you think is the best people to encourage to? This is a group conversation.
Oh. The big bone.
No.
No? Then who?
Why are you leaning over like that? And like you're sitting
It's
on my
because
lap
I
practically.
need to lean into the mic.
So you want to encourage, so if someone is, you want to wait till someone's unhealthy to encourage them.
No, encourage kids.
Ding, ding, ding. Like,
Doing, doing, doing.
exactly. Like, how about making it more
Here's
like,
the doing, doing, doing.
how am I having to give this answer for you guys? Like,
That you're right.
when you're the ones that told me this off air before we started, I'm having to give you your own answers. That is unacceptable that I'm having to give you your own answers.
But I'm the president.
That
Okay.
doesn't
we
even know
said-
your own answers.
What?
So the kids in school, you said you'd encourage it more in school. You teach more about it because they didn't teach you hardly anything about it. Back when I was a kid, all they would teach is that food pyramid. It was like a useless food pyramid.
Oh yeah, we did that too, and we did the same thing with animals.
They would-
I don't know why they were teaching us like the not the chain of command, the food,
Gosh, chain of command. Just get the doing ready because I don't know what no one knows. He doesn't even know
the
what it's.
animal chain, or the food chain. Food chain.
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about educating kids on fitness and nutrition, and you're talking about the chain of command. The chain of command is in the military, like who you
That's
report
not what
to,
I meant to say.
and you're talking. It doesn't even make sense.
One time in school, there was this kid who was there. No, not in school, but in a book I was reading. They were in school. This kid was in school. I don't remember what book it was, but the teacher was explaining the food chain and how hamburgers were made. And well, so a cow. So the cow was born.
Is this the long version or the short version?
There's only one version, and that happens to be the long one. Just kidding. It's not that long. So the cow was born, and then the cow grows up, and then meanwhile, so when the cow is born, it's taken away from its mother, so the mother will just be used for producing milk for stores. So the baby cow, it grows up, and they bring the baby cow, and then they let it grow up, and then they slaughter it. And then
We know how hamburgers are made.
What is going on here? What
That's
is this
what
whole
was
long
in the
story?
book.
And why are you think it's so funny when you're saying they slaughtered it? What the hell is going on here?
Kids nowadays, man.
All right. So, all
let's go
right.
on.
What else would you do if you were president? What's something you would do, Tyson?
Something that I would do is about the gun laws. The gun laws are just scattered around. They're not equivalent in all the states.
Equivalent.
Every single state should have the exact same gun laws. I actually have some.
Move your thing forward, and you won't have to lean in so much.
Wait, what thing?
Your whole seat. You're way back there. That's why you're leaning in like so crazy.
Okay, that's a little better. I guess. Okay. So
Yeah, we'll wait.
I have a little statistics here. So some states you can only have up to 10 rounds in your magazine or 15 rounds.
And we're in one of those here in California.
Yes,
and where we came from, New
California.
York was also one of those.
Yeah. So the states are, I'm pretty sure it's like around 16 or 10.
We're not going to need here all
I'm
16.
just going to say the main ones. California, Colorado, New York, New Jersey, and Washington.
All the rest of them were Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland.
We don't need a whole list.
Vermont.
No one's listening. No one's
I know,
going
no one's listening
to
to
pay
that.
attention to that. Just say how many there are. Like, that's overkill.
There's 13
And
states
you know that the ones that have, usually the states that have the strictest gun laws,
have the worst gun crimes.
exactly, have the worst violence, the worst murder rates, the worst crime, the worst violent crimes.
Colorado actually has the worst. But
'Cause-
then that's up there with
Because think, if you were a criminal, are you going to follow the
Then
laws?
there's New York City.
No, because everyone is gonna have, the people that do follow the laws are gonna have 10 rounds, and the criminals are gonna have 30.
So who wouldn't?
50.
Who wouldn't want to go into those places to be
I
crime?
know.
Like I was a criminal. That's where I'm going towards, knowing that I'm going to be outpowering them because I'm not going to follow those dumb laws. So I'm going to go there and that's the best place to be a criminal's place. Like they're telling you where people are underarmed, basically.
Yeah, and the people in the government, they don't have brains. Like they say
Jeez, this is a rough crowd here
Do you want
today.
to get arrested?
they say the dumbest things like about guns. Like they said that one guy I remember said.
Fire 2 blasts off the balcony with your double
That was
barrel
actually
shotgun.
our president. He said if you want to if someone breaks into your house, all you got to do is go out on the balcony with your double barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts in the air, and they'll think twice. No, they'll actually think, wait a minute, you have a double barrel shotgun. You just fired 2 blasts in the air. You're now out of ammo, and you only had 2 in the first place, and it's just a double barrel shotgun, which is the worst
And it's
possible.
also illegal to shoot off your balcony.
100%. You're going to jail for like
going to jail
10
for
years
years.
probably if you do that. You just go on your balcony and just fire 2 blasts in the air. Like what?
I actually kind of want to do that now.
What's the firearm safety rules? Like, what's one of them? Only aim your weapon.
At what you're intending to shoot.
So you can't just go randomly shoot in
Isn't
the air.
it what you're intending to destroy?
Shoot,
Intending to
destroy,
shoot,
whatever.
Destroy, same thing.
So shooting in the air, what were you intending to destroy? I don't even know. A bird?
The bats?
God?
Exactly. Jeez.
Oh my god, that's
You just go down. You go straight to the bottom of the barrel on these things, and you miss your. And that's the advice.
and going
That's
from
the advice from our president
Going
on how to
from
defend
that-
your home. That is some top-notch security defense. We should practice it every night just to make sure we're good at that. Every night we should go on our balcony, fire 2 blasts into the air, and when the police come, we just tell them, no.
We're following the president's
orders. He taught us how to defend our home. This is from an order from the president of the United States. Of course, we can't get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
And we wanted to just practice it because we want to make sure we're efficient and proficient in firing our 2 blasts in the air when the criminals
like
come.
even at a gun range, if you do that.
You get kicked out of the gun range. Fire your 2 blasts in the air. Like you can't just shoot in some random direction.
And also going from that if you shot into the air, you'd go to prison for years.
He also said those damn. Holy shit. He also
wasn't enough.
He also said those damn AR-14s. Those things are dangerous and they're war.
There is no such thing as an AR-14, my friend.
They are weapons of
and
war.
they also, and another guy also said one time that an AR, a semi-automatic AR, can shoot 30 rounds a second. A 50 cal can't even shoot that fast. 30 rounds a second. I saw one video one time. A guy said
an AR can shoot 30.
A semi-automatic AR.
And then they call it semi.
You should be. You're a trigger.
Then they
finger
call
if
it.
you do that.
They've also called it semi-fully automatic. You shoot those semi-fully automatics, or they say fully semi-automatics. How could it be fully if it's semi? And then they say another good one was you put something like 30. You don't need 30 clips into your magazine.
Oh yeah. Some
Put
guys,
30 clips into your magazine.
That do,
First of all, who says clips? Oh, they only say clips in the movie.
yeah, they only say clips.
Or when
I need
someone's-
another clip.
And when someone's just joking around, toss me a clip. And then definitely you can't put 30.
Also, I'm pretty sure that like 30, 40
I
years
tried
ago,
it. You didn't know I tried it? Last time we were at the range. I tried
What?
it. So a clip, I looked it up because I wasn't sure what a clip was, just to be sure. It was a magazine.
You
So
seriously?
I took 30 clips and I tried to jam them into my one magazine and it didn't work. I was following the advice of those are the ones that are making laws. You know, those are the lawmakers. Those are the people who create these laws in our country. And they're telling you 30 clips, Fire 2 rounds
You
in.
can't even fit 30 bullets in a magazine around here.
Fire 2 rounds. No, not 2 rounds into the air. Fire 2 blasts into the air. So, all right, what would you change about the gun laws then? If you
Can you stop with the...
No, that actually fits.
Okay,
So,
yeah, it's good.
what would you change about the gun laws if there were gun laws? All right, let's even if they're gun laws, what would you change about them or do with them or whatever?
I would make them rational, like
Rational man.
you could have as many bullets as you want in your magazine. There's no such thing as a fin. Or automatics, I think, would still be illegal because that's like the military should only be able to use those.
Why? Well, then why can now you're going according to their arguments? The military should only be able to use them. You just shot yourself in the foot.
No, I meant the automatic ones.
But why? Why shouldn't only the military be able to use the assault rifles? You know I'm going to put you on the hot seat here. We're not going to let you off the hook here. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So why should only the military be able to have automatic? I think if there should be a reason why something, like an actual logical, rational reason, if you're going to say, all right, automatic shouldn't be allowed to civilians, or maybe you should have to get a license to do it. Because what do you have to do when you get a gun, a carry permit?
Oh, you have to go through the whole like screening process.
But what do you have to do actually at the range with the gun you want to carry?
Shoot it.
Yeah, you have to show that you can shoot that particular gun.
Yeah,
if you
that'd
want
be
to carry
good
it.
for a license. That'd actually be
the
good.
guy who was doing the thing.
Yeah, we don't have to talk
We
about
don't
that.
have to talk about that.
Maybe we can, but maybe automatic. You had to get some extra license to do it because automatic. If you haven't shot automatic, you have shot automatic, and you saw that automatic AK you shot in Machine Guns Vegas. It's not that easy to control. I could see how there could be a lot more shooting accidents if just any random person could walk out of the store, go into Dick's Sporting Goods, and get an automatic rifle. It's different than a
Walmart
semi-automatic. So maybe they should be available. There should be an extra, I don't know, certification or something to show that you're not going to go and accidentally shoot up the place, because those things go wild on some, especially some of the smaller ones.
I remember at Machine Guns Vegas, those things.
But let's say there was a rule. All right. Let's even say there's a rule on ammo. You can only have a 30-round mag. Let's just say.
Yeah, let's just make it.
And I'm just saying, I'm not saying that should be law, but let's just say that, all right, that's the law that's there, and you can't do anything about that. And then there's a law on, all right, automatic weapons, you need a extra certification to do it. Where should those laws be, right? Which states should have those laws?
All of them.
But why?
So it's the same?
I know. You can't even answer that question.
I know, like...
What's the point?
I don't get it, because like in California, so you have all these gun laws. You have to wait 10 days before you buy a gun, and then after that you have to wait another 30 days. But then the second you walk over the border into Arizona, you're in total freedom. You could get whatever you want.
So exactly. So there's different laws for different states. Like literally take 2 steps over an imaginary line that they say this is a different state, and now you go from being a felon, like literally a felon,
to being a free man.
To being a free man. Exactly. Freaking nuts. And wait, what were you saying before that about California? I was going to say something else. I don't remember what. What were you saying?
Oh, we were talking about how you would go to prison for 10 years.
No,
and that's
something you were just saying about.
I forgot
About the laws, and they're different.
Weapons?
No, how the laws are different in the states. I don't remember what it was. All right. So the laws would be the same from state to state.
Yeah.
Because one state, you're a criminal.
The other state, you're a good guy.
And you know what happens if you become a convicted felon?
You can't buy a gun.
You can never buy a gun the rest of your life.
And
you can't own a gun.
And all of the guns that you have are, what's the word with the C that
Midge.
means somebody take? And if you do own guns when you're convicted.
Well, it's also there to be pointing at it, not to go there to then go like this, because then look how I sound. See the difference?
That's a big difference.
So when you're convicted of being a felon, also all of the guns you have confiscated, is that the word?
Confiscated. They'll take them all.
They'll confiscate all of your firearms.
So how many states have only 10-round mags, you said? How many states? 13? 10?
I think around 13, yeah.
Around? A time to do the research is before the show?
14, sorry.
That is crazy. And so then you step over the border and you're illegal. All right, Midge, what's into something else you change if you became...
Oh, wait, I just want to say one more quick thing
What?
about the fitness and nutrition. So
Wait, that was my thing though.
I know. I just want to say one quick little statistic thing.
Statistics.
So the big boned people, there 2.6 billion people over wide. That's 38% of the population. worldwide. Worldwide.
Overwide. What?
Sorry.
Say overweight.
Midge.
38.
There you go.
I was gonna say over.
I meant to say worldwide. 38% of the population are overweight or obese.
What percent?
38% of the population worldwide. 2.6 billion people
Are what?
are
overweight
or obese.
Or obese. So what? So that means obese alone is less probably.
Yeah.
I thought obese was like 30, and I thought just in this country it's something like.
Yeah, in this country, it's like 40%, or no, like 30 or 40% is like obese, and then like 50 or 60% is.
Good research there
Overweight.
you've done. Is like 50 or 60 or something, maybe something or other. Tighten up your numbers, kid. Tighten up your numbers, kid. We want
Another
straightforward
thing I would do
facts.
if I
We want
was
truth over facts. We want truth over, what is it?
And I'm not done.
Science over fiction and truth over facts.
And I'm not done. So it was by 2035, if the numbers keep growing like they are right now, it'll be like 4.6 billion people by 2035. That's what it said.
And that's
And
like more
that's
than
like
half the population. Yeah.
By then.
By
But
that
then
point.
but then the population will probably be over like 9 billion or something like that.
Because more people are born than die every second.
Yeah,
every
it's
day.
it turns out that also 2 people die every single second. 2 people die every single second.
2 people die right
I saw
now.
the statistics.
But die every single. What?
Right now.
What was the other one we were talking about?
And somebody died right now of.
Oh my God.
Before we go on with my second thing, who wants a joke?
But that's worldwide. That's
All right,
not
what do we got?
US.
Okay. Why is tennis such a loud game?
Oh my God.
What's the question?
Why is tennis such a loud game?
Why is tennis such a loud game? It's on a court, a spike, a ball, line, because it's a racket.
No.
Yes?
Loud racket.
No, that's
play with
it.
rackets.
That's it. Racket.
It's
Everyone
not
is
just
raising a
racket.
racket. Everyone is raising a racket.
Yeah. Let's say everyone's raising a racket. Like, I got it. That's
Yes,
a point.
he got
That's
it.
a racket.
We're at 1.5 out of 2. That's good.
1.5 out of
Wait,
2
can we do
points.
another joke? Because I have some good
No, we'll
ones.
do one in a
here.
second. We need to get on with this because we
All
only
right,
have
yeah.
There's
a certain
no
amount of time.
back-to-backs.
Midge, what you got? What else we got for the president? What else would you do? What else would you change? What else would you laws did you have
I still have a lot more left.
if you became president? Well, we're taking too long with all the other nonsense. What do we got?
Okay. Next thing I would do if I was president, one little fact
Midge.
here. One little thing I would do is if kids are not in school like us, you don't need to pay school taxes. You don't.
That's rational.
All right. So, what if you don't have a car? Should you have to pay taxes that build the road on your street or
Yes.
down the street?
No.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her right now. No, she said no. You say yes. All right. Why yes?
Because, like, it's your neighborhood. It's where you live. You'll probably drive on that street one day. It's just reasonable to...
Who says probably? How could you say someone's going to drive on that? Maybe they're never going to have a car.
But still, it's like in your neighborhood. It's for other neighbors, other people.
So wouldn't paying school be for other neighbors and other people? I'm not saying one way or the other. I just want to like push I want to play both sides of it to hear what you guys have to say about it. Why do you say no, they shouldn't have to fix the road?
Because, sure, if you do, it's helping other people, but you're not using that. That is not something that affects you. It's not really selfish, but it's not helping. It's not selfish, but
The
it's not
difference.
helping.
You hear that difference?
Oh yeah.
You hear that difference?
It's not
Especially when your
selfish,
voice
but
is
it's-
real squeaky.
Yeah. So it's not selfish, but it's not helping other people because that doesn't affect you. That you don't.
But then when you're also like this,
You-
all wiggly and stuff, you miss it. We don't hear
You
either.
don't use that road, so why would
All right, let
you
me
be
ask you this
paying
question.
for
You
it?
ready? Because you know I always got to Johnny Cochran that shit.
Yes, we are ready.
You know I'm always going to Johnny Cochran that shit.
Both sides.
What are you going to do? Let me ask you. Your house is on fire,
Oh my gosh.
burning.
Wait, do
Or
I
there's
have,
a murder-
do I have enough time to get
There's
the
a murder.
hamsters?
There's a murderer in your house. Someone banging on your door, ready to knock your door down.
Ready
Okay.
to shoot some holes through it.
You call. Just like that's your button of the day.
20 times.
Stop. All right. So the fire department's on their way. Your house is burning down. It's just a little fire now, but it's spreading. Do you want them to have a smooth road to get to your house, or do you want it to be a dirt
Smooth
road with
road.
a bunch of potholes that have never been repaired, and there's junk in the middle of the road, no one ever cleaned it, people's garbage is in the street because there's no one's getting paid and you're not paying the taxes for it. You're not driving down it. But don't.
Yes, that's why I said yes.
That's not why you said yes. I said that. You said it because.
Or because I just said yes because I wanted to.
What do you think, Mitch?
Now the fire department is going to crash on the potholes, and now the fire truck
You're
is
still
on
going
fire.
to utilize it when you need it. The garbage trucks have to drive down that pothole to pick up your garbage. The fire department, the police, the mailman has to come. Don't you want your mail? You want your Amazon little Barbie dolls on time, don't you? 48-hour prime shipping.
I want my letter to reach Grandma. I
more-
sent her a letter and it's out.
Well, you don't pay tax on those roads. It ain't going to happen. And I'm all for not paying a lot of taxes, but some things I get why there's taxes on or how you should.
Like the
how
military,
does-
military taxes, for example.
If they were
Don't
using
you
it the
have
right way
car
and not
taxes? Do you
leaving
have car
billions of
taxes?
dollars of weapons and tanks and guns behind for
Do
our
you have
enemies to
car
take over.
taxes?
You have tax on everything.
So car taxes.
You get taxed on.
would
Listen
pay
to this.
for the
You get taxed on your paycheck. When you get paid, you get income tax. They take part of your paycheck out 30, 40, 50%, depending how the more you make, the higher percentage they take out of your paycheck. So they take,
because that means more for them.
yeah. So they take, it's not a bar of soap. So,
Plus, you wouldn't even rub soap on your face.
oh, okay. Well, whatever. So what were we talking about?
I
Taxes
forbore.
about everything in tax, like income
right.
taxes.
Yeah. So when you get paid, you pay income tax. Then you go buy something. You're paying sales tax on it. So now the money that you have left over, which is only like 60%, you go buy something, you got to pay income tax on it. Then you're paying tax everywhere you go. So your dollar ends up turning into being like 17 cents or something
Walking
like
taxes.
that. Because then you buy a house, you got to pay property tax, then you pay the school tax, then all these other things, you get taxed out the
But if
ass.
there is car taxes, then the car taxes pay for the road. But the school taxes, what do school taxes pay for? Schools?
So
That wouldn't be good.
But you all said they shouldn't pay for schools if they're not in school. I don't know about that. I have to think about that a little more. I'd have to hear different sides of that debate. I don't really know if I know enough about
Okay,
that.
so that wasn't a
'Cause there
whole
still
entire
needs to be-
topic, though.
So there still needs to be schools. People they still have to have schools there. So somehow you're living in that neighborhood. You said you want to help out and I don't know. I'm a little. I'd have to hear different sides. And I don't really know enough about
That
it.
ties into the school part. So if it said if your kids are not in school, like we aren't, and there's not. Well, I mean, the amount that there is a lot if you think about it. But with the world population, it's not that much of kids that are homeschooled. So
Mitch, 15th take.
there's a lot of writing here. Prior to the pandemic, around 3.4% of the total kindergarten through 12th grade school-age population was being homeschooled. By autumn 2020, this had more than doubled to 9%. Half of parents who weren't homeschooling before the pandemic view it more favorably now. Over 300 million children worldwide. 300 million. That's a lot, but comparing it to the world population, not that much, are being homeschooled. 300 million worldwide were being homeschooled. By 2022, there was a 4.3 million homeschooled children. And
In the United States. That one's the United States, right? Yeah.
No, in the world.
4.3? You just said there were 300 million in the world or something like that.
Right.
That's the United States.
Oh, yeah.
4 point whatever million was United States by the end of 2022. Because I remember looking that up. In 2021 was only like 3.7. 2020 was like 2 point something. So it kept going up every year. But all right, what does it have to do with being president? You're just giving some. These are interesting facts and statistics. What does it have to do with being president?
It's like just the amount of kids that are being homeschooled. If you don't want your kid to go to school, then just homeschool them. It's not like, oh, you'll have to sit with them at home all day and teach them stuff. No, you just find something that they like, find something that's productive and they can learn something from, and tell them to go work on it. Tell them to learn new stuff about that. So that's why I'm giving these statistics. And there's a total of 2 billion kids.
So make it more of a normalized thing is what I'm hearing you say. Like make it more of an option, like a regular option, like almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And there's
Because people think it's weird. You know, people think that
should-
homeschool kids are like odd and strange.
they're not socialized.
Exactly.
Yeah,
they make it
but
like a stigma almost,
they
like
should,
a something that's
encourage
What's
it.
a stigma?
like something that's attached to someone, something bad, like something bad that's attached to you for doing that. Like it makes you weird or awkward because you're homeschooled. That's what people. The general first thing people think is, oh, that must be a weird kid. They like live in a cave and they don't have electricity
Like
or
the
something.
Coods. Dave, I know much more now than I did in school.
Obviously.
And we've been in school way more years than we haven't even been in
Not even a year.
homeschooling 1 year. So yeah, so by 2022 there's a total of 4.3
I can't put it any
million
closer. It
homeschooled
doesn't stretch
children.
out across the land.
By 2022 there's 4.3 million homeschooled children, and there is a total of 2 billion kids under the age of 14 in the world. So that is like nothing compared to the whole entire amount of kids under the age of 14.
All right. So you would
Wait,
make.
I'm not done. I'm
you'd
not
make
done.
You would make more awareness. You can't statistic us to death. You'd make more awareness.
It's just like 2 more sentences.
All right. What?
So, according to this place that was talking about this stuff, the National Center for Education Statistics, up to 25% of parents who had their kids in public school, they didn't feel like their kids were safe in school. So 25% of all homeschooled children are because the parents didn't feel like they were safe in
See how better that sounds when you're actually facing it into it.
in public school because they thought they were going to get into, like, they would get caught up in the school shootings and they would do crimes that friends that
Safe
weren't.
doesn't have to mean that. Like any kind of safety, they just think it's
Yeah.
not safe environment leaving their kid. It's also probably not. They think it's not safe just being around the influence of people that they don't have the same ideals with. Like to me, that's not safe either. So, all right. So we'd make more awareness of homeschooling versus in school because you see such a huge difference yourself. All right, Tyson, what's something else you would do?
All right, I'm gonna go a little
We need
quick
quicker
on this
versions
one.
because
Yes,
Midge
yes.
really midgifies that stuff, like that whole dishwasher scenario.
So, prison / drunk driving. So I'm gonna go on to the topic of drunk driving. Here's some more statistics. Every day
Dying of statistics.
It's after 3:00 already.
Every day in the United States, about 37 people die from drunk driving crashes. That's one person every 39 minutes in the U.S. And then back in 2021, 13,384 people died in drunk driving crashes in 2021.
So, all right, how does that tie into you being president? What does that
So-
mean? What would you do to stop that, to help that out, those numbers? That's some crazy freaking numbers from just drunk. Think about that. That many dead people, that many kids' parents didn't come home. And you know,
That's
usually,
also kids too.
I know, but you know, usually the person drunk driving, so many times I've heard the story,
Doesn't die.
they're the ones that survive because they're the ones hitting someone in a weird
And then they have to live
position.
with that for the rest of their life.
And they're the ones that they'll kill families or kids or someone's parent who's going home, someone's father that's going home from work or whatever.
Sometimes if everybody in the car dies, then the drunk driving person, say they have all of their kids in the car. Say they have 4 kids. 4 kids. And all of their kids are in the car. It's bring your kid to work day or they bring their kids to school. And they get in a car crash where it kills everybody in the car. 4 kids dead. And the father.
You said all that just to say 4 kids dead? We got that. You said just start with 4 kids dead.
That doesn't make
Okay.
any sense. I'm giving you a doing.
That he doesn't deserve a doing. If anything, you deserve yourself a doing.
Yeah.
Started with 4
Yes, you said 4 kids died in a car, and then you talked about it building up for like 10 minutes, and then you said,
And then it turns
four
out-
kids died in a car.
So all those the drunk driving, I bet you if the government if I was a president,
You would be
if you raised the cost,
Penalty?
the penalty of jail until you're dead, then no one's going to drunk drive anymore.
Raise the penalty?
Raise the penalty in jail.
You could just say jail for life.
Jail for
Or
life.
jail
Yeah,
for
that's
life.
what I meant.
Raise the penalty in jail till you're dead. Like what the hell?
Yeah. That's not what I meant.
earlier Tyson was saying you go to jail for 100 years.
Or
That's not rational.
Or you could say that. Some people have jail sentences for like 246 years.
But they don't.
They're not sentenced to death, but they're going to jail for 246 years.
But they don't.
What if they live?
Because they had so many different crimes that those added up to those different types of sentences. They're obviously not going to live 246 years. Basically, going to be there till they're dead.
But what if they do?
So make them jail for life. I think something
another weird
similar.
thing is-
Hold on. I think something similar that jail for life, or maybe
or a death penalty.
the first time, if there's death penalty, how many people would be doing it, or jail, or
None.
or maybe they lose their license for life. Maybe the first time they lose a license for life, second time they're going to jail for life or something. It's like that, but it's still that one. All it takes is one time for them to kill those 4 kids. One time drunk driving to kill those 4 kids. So how many times can you give a person?
What you just said doesn't make any sense because you said the first time they do it, they lose their license forever, and the second time they do it, they go to jail forever. But if they lost their license, how are they driving?
I can't go drive a car even though I don't have a license.
Oh yeah,
That's illegal, but
so it'd be drunk driving.
also, the death penalty.
Gotta wrap it up.
The death penalty that's allowed in states for like lethal injection or whatever. 90% of those states are the states that have good gun laws. 90% of them.
That have the death penalty.
Yeah.
That have good gun laws, like
And like the other 10%
gun-friendly
don't have,
states.
yeah.
And how many states have death penalty?
27.
So, what you're telling me is I could do a crime in one state,
That's more than
And get out of
half
jail.
all the 50 states. That's good.
but
You're brilliant.
but the point is, so I could do a crime in one state and just go to jail, maybe probably jail for life. But I just step over that same imaginary line that now I can't carry my 10 rounds in a magazine, and now it's a death penalty.
Yeah,
the
for like-
same
for-
exact
for Arizona, for example.
for the same exact crime.
Yeah.
Like, so what would you do as president?
I would make it mandatory in
Or even if you didn't make the decision whether there's a death penalty or not, if there is a death penalty, like maybe you put a vote to all the different states to get, if there's a death penalty, it's in all the states. Or if there's not a death penalty, not saying you have to make, that's a tough decision for one person to make. That should be some kind of
group.
decision.
Yeah.
It doesn't make
But at least you would make the rule of, all right, if this is what we're going with, it's going to be the same in the whole country, not just some states this crime is okay and other states it's not. Some states you have 10 rounds and some states you can't. Like that to me, I agree with you. That
it doesn't make sense, and it's also the same thing where you can have a gun license because the governor's the one who controls the whole state, right?
Mm-hmm.
The governor, sure, they're the governor and they're in charge of the state, but the governor is still under the laws of the president. So, did the president say that?
They're called the
Sometimes-
United States, but sometimes you think how it could be
They're
much,
just
it
states.
could be much more united. than
Sometimes
they are.
it feels like sometimes when you go to
just
different
roasted America.
sometimes when you go to like different states, it feels like you're in a different country from all the laws and how it looks around. Mostly because how it looks around, but if you really look
like
into
those open carry states, when have concealed carry in some states, then you cross over into an open carry state and you could literally have it out in the open on your
you're
waist.
like, wow.
Like it's like a wild thing. I wouldn't even want to open carry anyway. All right, we need to wrap this up. So just go through, just list off what other things would you, if you had any other topics that you would do, and you didn't get to your question because we're out of time.
Oh, can I say a quick joke, please?
Well, what are your other things as president? Did you have anything else, or you pretty much hit the main ones?
No, I pretty much hit the.
Anything
main
else to
ones.
add to the present thing? We can't go into them in detail, but you could just say any other. No, we pretty much hit the main things you thought about. All right.
All right.
You have one joke. All right, give me the joke to finish off quick. We gotta roll.
I'm gonna do a hard one. You're gonna need to use your notebook.
Oh, great.
What is
Looking forward to that one.
3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat, and 2/4 of a goat?
All right, I'm gonna need some time for this one. This one is just.
I know there's no time limit on this one.
It's gonna take like
Say it again.
it's gonna take an hour, Daddy.
What
You
is
need to drive me
3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat, and 2/4 of a goat? See if you can figure it out. Pause the video now. See if you can figure it out and unpause.
3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat.
Pause it, because if he gets
Milk,
this somehow
Chicken,
quickly,
meat, protein. Protein.
Nope. What is 3/7 of a chicken?
3/7 of a chicken.
I'll give you a hint.
No, I don't ask for a hint yet.
Okay.
3/7 of a chicken, 2/3 of a cat.
with
two
unlimited
fourths of a
time
goat.
ones, they have to ask for a hint.
So it's a
It
half
has
a
to be,
goat.
like after 10 seconds.
Cheese, milk, baby.
You have to look at the word.
Shush. You just ruined it. 2/4. This is dumb. What?
Nope.
IAO.
You're onto something.
The third letter of chicken's I. The second letter of a three-letter word, because there's 7 letters in chicken. There's
Do you want a hint?
3 letters in cat. I'm talking 4 letters in goat. So if you said 3/7 of chicken, vowels.
Nope.
It's IAO.
You're onto something though with the letters.
Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
All right.
It's all of the letters that lead up to that.
3/7. 3/7 of the chicken.
3.
Of the letter chicken. I mean the word.
Not the third, but the 3.
3/7.
Not third 7.
Chicago?
Chicago.
That is so dumb.
Ding ding ding. You got it.
That is dumb. I've kind of figured it out. I've caught on to the letters, that there was this many letters in that one and this many letters in that word. That one was dumb, and I don't know, impossible. All right, we need to wrap this up. We got to take Midge over to tennis practice, right? You have tennis practice, right? We got to roll. We got to fly. You got to grab a protein shake and some water, and we got to run. Yep. Anything you want to do to take the people home while I go shut this down?
This, yeah. That's just
No excuses. Well, we can't say it super loud into the mic. Smash that subscribe button.
click the notifications
Bell,
bell, like, share, comment, subscribe.
You said that like 10 times.
Yeah, so
Just subscribe, please.
share. Fall for more.
In case
No one told you yet today.
You are freaking awesome.
No excuses.
So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried about you, I ain't never. So let me break it all down for you. I ain't never giving up, I ain't never giving up. Taking that crown from you. I ain't worried.